Ladies and nighttime dwellers, Andy here, author of the best goddamn Tinder guide on the fucking internet, and guy who is amped the fuck up from a hardcore gym workout this morning. This is the Kill You're in a Loser show. Let's fucking go, baby. Some of you guys are doing nighttime shit, nighttime game, nighttime getting that dick in that fucking pussy. Completely wrong. Completely fucking wrong. This podcast came from a coaching client of mine in the group coaching program, and he's talking about the fact that at night, he's closing all these numbers, he's getting all these girls' numbers, and then the next day, they're not fucking hitting him up. They're not replying, he's not meeting up with them. And I said, dude, what the fuck are you doing trying to get numbers in bars and clubs at night? Why are you getting numbers? These girls are completely fucking drunk, wasted. They're there to have a good time. They're out to have a good time. Why are you getting numbers? They're not going to remember you the next morning. And lo and behold, what happens the next day? Girls don't fucking remember you. And so, before I continue, full disclaimer, I was never the nighttime guy. I never went out and got laid a lot. I don't go out at night and get laid a lot. I always get laid during the day or on Tinder. But I had a fuck ton of friends that, and I still have one, that go out a bunch, got laid at night. That was their fucking domain. And so I'm going to tell you guys everything that they taught me, everything that they figured out on their own. And the number one thing they all figured out early on is don't fucking take numbers when you go outside. It is a complete and utter fucking waste of time. It is a waste of time. You are infinitely better trying to sleep with these girls that night, trying to get them alone, trying to walk them somewhere else, trying to get them back to your apartment or go to theirs or whatever. Obviously, it's easier at your apartment, but you are infinitely better if you play to win instead of fucking around with phone numbers. And so if you go in there with the mindset of like, I'll try and sleep with these girls, but if they don't, want to sleep with me that night, I'll just get a phone number as a backup. No. You need to take phone numbers completely off the table. Take that off the table as a backup option. It's not available to you. You won't take a phone number. If she even says like, look, I don't want to come with you tonight, but how about I give you my phone number and we meet up another time? You say, no, sorry, I don't take phone numbers. No, not interested. You go and talk to the next girl. Or you say to her, either come back with me tonight or no, thank you. And when you have that kind of killer instinct mindset, that all or nothing mindset, you get laid infinitely more. I mean, we're talking about fucking screening here. You guys all understand screening. This is what I do on Tinder. This is why I have BDSM pictures on my fucking Tinder. Why I say, hey, do you want to fucking do BDSM with me and my girlfriend? Do you want to have some fucking threesomes? That's my first goddamn message. Phrased a little more nicely and eloquently than that, but that's my first message. Do you want to try BDSM? Do you want to try a threesome with me and my girlfriend? And in doing so, by playing to win, you don't go on 4 fucking dates where she eventually friend zones you. You don't go on several dates where she goes, oh, I don't really want to sleep with you. Oh, like maybe later, I'm just not comfortable yet. You screen all that shit out. You're playing only to win. And if someone doesn't want to give you that, fair enough. They don't have to. Not every girl has to sleep with you, obviously. You just move on to the next girl. And so I want you guys to have this mindset when you go out to bars or clubs or anywhere at night. I want you to have the mindset of, I'm here to get laid. I'm not here to take fucking phone numbers and play text game bullshit the next day when she's going to forget me, which they almost always do. I'm here to get fucking laid. And every single one of my mates that got laid a ton at night did exactly this. Probably the best example was a mate of mine called Mike, and he was a fucking killer. He would not take phone numbers. He wasn't interested in that shit. He would go out to bars and he would walk up to girls. He'd start talking to them and then he'd just kiss them. Within like fucking 10 seconds, 20 seconds, he'd talk to them. If they're interested, he'd kiss them. If they're not interested in kissing, okay, fine. I'll move on and talk to the next girl. And he had this fucking killer instinct mindset where he's like, I'm there to get laid. And I'm there to have like, some fun and kiss some girls and flirt a bit. But like, I'm there to get laid. I'm not there to take phone numbers or go on dates later on. We can go on dates after we've slept together. But I'm not there to fuck around. I had another mate called Hassan who used to do the same fucking shit. He and Mike would go out together and they would just have this kind of killer instinct mindset of like, yeah, I'm here to get laid. A friend of mine on the Good Looking Loser forums, a guy called Bad Idea Bear, some of you know him. He had the same sort of mindset when he'd go out. He'd be like, I'm going out to get laid. I'm not going out to get phone numbers and fuck around. I have a mate here. I'm not going to say his name because he's asked to stay anonymous with this kind of shit, but he has a high profile job, but this guy in particular does the same shit. Last night he went out to a fucking bar, literally this fucking morning, which was part of what prompted me to do this fucking podcast. I said, how are you doing? He moved to a new city. So I said, how's your new city? He goes, yeah, pretty good. Today's the first day with good weather. I managed to pull some girl from the bar last night too. She's currently sleeping in my bed, lol. So this is the mindset you need to have. You need to be out there. I'm at a bar, I'm at a club, whatever it is, and I'm going to pull this girl home. Now, how do you actually do that? There's a million different ways of getting them home. You can, pull them somewhere a little quieter in the bar or the club. You can say, hey, come over here and talk to me. If she's with her friends, you can literally, talk to her and her friends for a little bit. Then you can say to the friends group, hey, can I borrow your friend for a second? We want to go over there and chat. And you just take the girl over there, you chat for a little bit, try and kiss her, play with her, whatever the fuck you want to do, and then just take her home. Just say like, hey, would you like to come back to my place? This shit isn't complicated, guys. And I'm cautious of giving you guys too much how-to information in this video, because this video is clearly aimed at those of you who are already going out at night at bars and clubs. You already know how to get laid. I'm giving you the permission to stop fucking wasting time with phone numbers and dicking around and just have that sort of killer instinct mindset of like, no, I'm going to take her home and fuck her. I'm here to fuck. And that's something that a lot of you need. I think a lot of you are missing that sort of killer instinct or that permission. You haven't given yourself permission. Maybe you fucking need me to give you permission. And fair enough, I needed people to give me permission to get laid a lot too. Maybe you need that permission, or you need to give yourself the permission to just say like, fuck it, I'm going to get laid. I'm here to get laid. I'm not here for phone numbers. I'm not here to waste time. I'm here to have sex. And if she doesn't want to have sex, fair enough, I'll go talk to the next girl. And if she doesn't want to, that's okay. I'll go talk to the next girl. And I'll keep trying until one says yes. And so when you switch that mindset and go out actually trying to get laid, what happens? You get laid infinitely more, infinitely easier. The girls are much more into you because you're making it fucking apparent that you're there to get laid. And the girls that are also there to get laid, or who like that kind of masculine, forward, confident energy, they will gravitate towards you. And the girls who don't like that, well, they'll leave. That's great. You're screening them out. You're not wasting each other's time. So I really want to drill this into you guys, that I want you to give yourself permission to try and get laid. And this doesn't just apply to nighttime shit. Again, this applies to Tinder. This applies to going outside during the middle of the day. Start putting it in your head that you want to get laid, that you're there to have sex, that you want to take them back to your place and stick your penis in their fucking vagina, yeah? Instead of this kind of half-hearted, playing it safe bullshit, I'm going to chat for a long time and then we'll get numbers and we'll talk for a couple of weeks and maybe I'll take her out for 3 or 4 dates and then I'll make a move. No. Are you there to get laid, or are you there to waste a bunch of time? Pick one. So I want you guys to push for lays. Don't ask girls for their number if they try and give you a number. And this is talking about nighttime, by the way. During the daytime, sure, take numbers. But I still recommend you try and fuck girls immediately. Like, try and get them back to your place. If they don't want to, fine, take a number. But at night in particular, don't take numbers. They just forget you the next morning. When they sober up, they don't remember who the fuck Joe in their phone is, or Bob. Like, they don't remember. They were drunk. They gave you that number in the heat of, fucking drunkenness, in the heat of excitement. They're not going to fucking remember you the next day. They don't remember you the next day. You're very fucking lucky if they text you the next day, and they almost never meet you. So go for numbers. Sorry, go for lays. Take them somewhere quieter and then invite them back to your place. Hey, do you want to go back to mine and grab a drink? If she says no, okay, fine. Move on to the next girl. Stop this kind of playing it safe bullshit that I see too many of you doing, and then wondering why you're not getting laid a lot. Wondering why you're not fucking killing it. Again, the reason I started killing it, and the reason people like Good Looking Loser and all of my friends who got laid a lot, the reason we all started killing it was because something switched in our mind where we said, no, I'm going to go for broke. I'm going to go for the win. I'm going to go for the victory. I want to get laid. I'm here to get laid, not to go on a bunch of fucking dates and get a bunch of phone numbers and text for weeks and weeks and weeks. And maybe she meets me, maybe she doesn't. No, I'm here to get laid. And if she doesn't want to fuck me, that's fine. I'll talk to the next girl. So make that switch. Tell yourself that you will not accept a phone number. You're just not going to take it. And so you're going to, be polite to her. Don't be butthurt, but say like, hey, no, that's fair enough. But, I don't really take numbers. It's a waste of time. So, it was really nice talking to you. And then you go talk to the next girl. So don't take fucking numbers. Don't accept them. Put pressure on yourself to only go for the lays, not for the numbers. And what this is going to do, the same shit that me putting BDSM pictures on my Tinder, what this does is it makes you try 100 times harder to get laid, because there's no backup option. It's now or never. It's a lay or nothing. It's I take her back to my place and we have a good time, or nothing. So when you take away that backup option of like, oh, I can get a number and I can try again later, you'll try a lot fucking harder in that moment. Now, I want to make it clear you're going to have some nights where you don't get laid, just like if you go out and fucking hit on girls during the daytime, or if you go on Tinder, you're going to have days where you don't get laid. That's perfectly fine. But over time, what's going to happen is you're going to build this kind of killer instinct, this mindset of like, no, if I go out to a bar or a club, I'm trying to have sex. I'm not here to get some fucking phone numbers. I'm here to have some fun with some chicks, have some cool conversations, and take them back to my place and have sex. And if they don't want to do that, that's fine. I still had a good night. So I want to make that really clear. It's not a failure if you don't get laid. Because a lot of you are going out, and instead of having to deal with the fact that you didn't get laid that night, you just get a bunch of phone numbers and go, oh, I got 2 phone numbers and they didn't text me later, so it's a complete waste of time. But at least I got some phone numbers. Taking those phone numbers away will make you go all in, because you'll have to try harder. Because again, it's all or fucking nothing. It's sex or nothing. So I know I said I wasn't going to give you exact tips, but like I said, if she's with her friends, just chat to her and her friends, be that cool, normal fucking guy. At some point, say like, hey, can I take your friend? She's really cool. She's really cute. Whatever you want to say. Can I take her over here? Can I be alone with her? Can I take her? Can I borrow your friend for a second? It doesn't fucking matter what you say. Take her by the hand and walk her away. Go somewhere quiet. That can be outside the bar or the club. That can be in a quiet corner. That can be in your fucking car if you want to. It doesn't matter. Chat for a little bit with her alone. Kiss her. If she's into it, say, hey, do you want to come back to my place and, we can grab another drink or something. If she's not into it, if she doesn't want to, hey, that's cool. It's been nice talking to you. And then you go and do it all over again, okay? If you have the mindset, and some guys, when I first say this to them, they go like, oh, but what if she sees me with other girls? It's like, that's a good thing. Again, my friend Mike, who used to go to clubs and bars all the time, would walk up to every single fucking girl that he could in the bar or the club. He'd talk to them. After like 15 seconds, he'd try and kiss them. If they weren't into it, or if they turned their head or whatever, he'd like go to the next person. All the girls would fucking see this. And he had girls, obviously, that would say like, you just tried to kiss all those girls. And he was like, yeah. And then he would make out with that girl and take them home and fuck them. So a lot of you guys think that if girls see you hitting on other girls, they'll be like, oh, why are you hitting on lots of girls? No, you're not thinking. You're thinking with the fucking dumb male part of your brain instead of the female fucking brain. What does the female brain do? You guys understand the concept of PreSelection, correct? This concept that if she sees you making out with a bunch of girls or trying with a bunch of girls, and some of them are into you, some of them not, she's now thinking, who the fuck is this guy? Why is he so fucking confident? And if she calls you out on it and goes like, you were just tried to kiss a bunch of girls. You're like, yeah. If you're confident in that, if you're just like, yeah, of course I did. Yeah, I always do that. She's going to be like, whoa, what the fuck? This guy's confident. Or if she's not into that, she'll tell you when you go do it to the next girl. I think a lot of you guys are stuck in this sort of like male mindset of like, I got to hide what I'm doing. I can't let any other girl see me hit on any other girl. I got to be careful that I don't get seen. It's like, why? Guys who get laid a lot get laid a lot. Why would they hide that? You don't hide that. Do you think I hide the fact that I get laid a lot? Do you think I hide my BDSM fucking do you think I hide my website? Do I hide my fucking nude pictures on my website? No. You show that. You put that shit out there. Do you think if like a girl, goes to sleep with me and she says, how many girls have you been with? I'm like, oh, like a couple, whatever the correct answer is. No, I'm like fucking 150. I don't know. I stopped fucking counting. 200. How the fuck do I know? Lots. If they say, how many times have you had threesomes? I don't fucking know. Like 50, 100. I don't fucking know. I don't count. Like, don't hide this shit. You're thinking with the male brain. Think with the fucking female brain, and a lot of women, not all women, but a lot of women love that you're sleeping with other girls. They love that you're out there trying to fucking kiss every girl in the bar. They love that you have the balls to fucking systematically hit on all the girls until one says yes. They love that confidence. So stop thinking of the ones that don't like it. There will always be girls that hate that think that's creepy, wrong, bad, using women, misogynistic, evil, whatever fucking stupid adjectives their brain thought of, were put into their brain at that point in time. Those girls don't matter. Those people don't matter. Not everyone is going to want what you're selling. Not everybody is interested in sleeping with you. That's perfectly fine. But I want you guys to switch this mindset and have more of this killer fucking instinct when you're going out to bars and clubs, okay? Go out there to get laid, not to fucking just, get some phone numbers. So take her away from her friends, hang out for a little bit, try and kiss her. If she's into it, hey, do you want to come back to my place to have another drink? If she says no, that's perfectly okay. I want to make it clear that logistics need to be decent here. Don't do this shit if you're at a bar where you're like 35 minutes walk from your apartment. I've seen a couple of my coaching clients try that shit, and they walk with the girl. You know, they say to the girl, "Hey, do you want to come to my place?" And she's like, "Haha, sure." And they start walking towards his place. And after 10 minutes walking at night in the dark with someone that she doesn't really know that well, she starts obviously getting a bit, you know, like, "Hey, how far away is your house?" And they're like, "Oh, you know, we're not too far away." 5 more minutes pass, and she's like, "I don't feel comfortable with this." And full respect to the chicks for saying that. Good fucking job. By the way, any women listening to this, please don't walk 30 minutes in the dark with some guy that you haven't met. Jesus fucking Christ, that's sketchy. So I want to make it really clear that your logistics, you need to be close to the bar. Like ideally 5 minutes walk from the bar or 5 minutes Uber from the bar. And then you say, "Hey, we'll grab an Uber. It's literally 5 minutes away. I live on this street," or "I'm like literally fucking 3 blocks that way." You know, make sure your logistics are solid. If they're not, fucking rent an Airbnb or a hotel or something, or find a bar. All of you should have a bar. If you're going out to do like night game, you should have a bar near your place. Don't do night game if your bars are like 30 minutes away. That's just a waste of your fucking time. If you like going out at night, sure, do that, but don't be doing that to get laid a lot. Good logistics are like ultimately key, most important thing apart from like looking good if you're doing night game. That is absolutely fucking the most important thing. During the daytime, it's a little fine because like she can travel. So, you know, if you want to go and talk to girls during the daytime out on the street or on Tinder or whatever, that's fine. You can be a little further away. But at nighttime, at bars and clubs, make sure you're 5 minutes walk or 5 minutes Uber from that fucking thing. Maybe you can get away with 10 minutes, but don't go any further than that. Again, all of my mates that got laid a lot, like through bars and clubs, so got laid a lot at night, lived 5 or 10 minutes away from a bar. Most of them like on the same street as a bar. And that was just like a fucking 100% a rule. That's 100% a hard and fast rule. Make sure you're 5 or 10 minutes away from the bars. So, you know, take it back to yours. You guys know what to do from there. But the key with this video is stop going for phone numbers when you're going out at night. Again, this stuff doesn't apply during the day or on Tinder or Hinge or any of that shit. But if you're going out at night to bars and clubs and your mission is to get laid, if you're going out to bars and clubs to have fun, hey, have fun. Take some phone numbers if you want to, if you're not that serious about it. But for those of you whose mission is to get laid and you're going out to bars and clubs at night to get laid and you don't particularly love bars and clubs, you're just doing it to get laid, like literally getting laid is your mission, stop taking phone numbers. You're wasting your own time. You're not pushing yourself. You're not going all in. I promise you, you will get laid 50 times as much if you actually set that in your mind of like, I have to get laid. I'm not here to get numbers. I'm not here to waste time. I'm here only to get laid. Get laid or get lost, as Good Looking Loser used to say. And that's nothing against the girls that don't want to sleep with you. Again, don't be butthurt. Be perfectly polite. Say, "Hey, that's cool. It was really nice talking to you." And then go and fucking kiss or talk to the next girl and try and get her back to your place. So I'll finish up there. I'll end this by saying, if coaching is something you're interested in, you know, something I'm pushing at the moment, I'm really fucking going hard with my coaching. I want to build this shit up. I want to build something fucking beautiful here, guys. So if coaching is something that you're interested in, maybe you've been thinking about it for a while, I have 2 programs, a group coaching program and a one-on-one coaching program. We got one of the guys in the group right now. He's just had his first threesome a couple of weeks ago within like his second week of coaching. He's absolutely fucking killing it. So if that sounds good to you, if that's something you're interested in, link in the description below, shoot me a message and we'll get that sorted. But go out there, guys, crush those goals and stop taking phone numbers, yeah? Take some fucking lays, take some pussy. Get some pussy and some tits, not some phone numbers. Right, I will finish up. Adios.